Calaroga Shark Media.
From the dog days of South Dakota politics to the salad days of the Biden presidency, this is Ballot.
Today we'll take a look at the ongoing saga of Donald Trump's hush money trial and the Miami Grand Prix' swift shutdown of a planned Trump fundraiser. And of course, we can't forget about the conservative media's latest obsession, President Biden's salad-eating skills. As expected, late night went all in on Kristi Noem killing her puppy. Stephen Colbert said, "In her new book, Noem admitted to killing her dog. Now I know that sounds terrible, but it's much worse." She thought telling that story would make her look cool. What's going on? Does she think cats can vote? When you're trying to win over voters, I'm not sure being the bad guy in a John Wick movie is the best way to go. Governor Noem, if you don't like untrainable animals that wolf down chicken, I've got bad news for you about your party's nominee. So then she shot the goat in the pit. And I don't want to get into semantics here, but if there's two dead animals in there, it's no longer a gravel pit. It's a dead animal pit, featuring gravel. By the way, the actual title of Noem's book where she tells this story is No Going Back. Better than her first drafts. Old Yeller 2. He had it coming, and all dogs go to gravel pit. Jimmy Fallon added, "But who among us hasn't seen a dog running through the fields, not a care in the world, and thought, you deserve to die?" Jimmy Kimmel made fun of Noem's defense. Just to recap for those who are horrified that she shot a puppy and a goat, she would like you to know she also shoots horses. Not one of Noem's staff raised their hand and said, Governor, you think maybe not a great idea to share that story about shooting a whole petting zoo at your house?" Meanwhile, there's that business with the ex-president and the porn star Jimmy Fallon explained. Former President Trump has been complaining during his hush money trial that the courtroom is too cold. And Stormy Daniels was like, "Your Honor, I've heard that excuse before." Seth Meyers said, "The guy's broken 9 out of the 10 commandments, and he came pretty close to getting Mike Pence killed on January 6th. That would have been 10 out of 10. The Miami Grand Prix organizers have put the brakes on a planned fundraiser for former President Donald Trump. And by put the brakes on, I mean they sent a cease and desist letter faster than a Formula One car on a straightaway. Apparently, Trump supporter and real estate developer Stephen Witkoff had planned to host a little fundraising soiree in his fancy schmancy Paddock Club rooftop suite during the race. The only problem? The suite license agreement strictly prohibits using the space for political purposes. Oops! The organizers weren't messing around either. They made it crystal clear in their letter that if Witkoff went ahead with his $250,000 per ticket Trump bash, they'd revoke his suite license, kick him out of the race, and refund his money faster than you can say, "Make America great again." But here's the real question. If Trump does show up at the Miami Grand Prix, will he try to take credit for Max Verstappen's winning streak? I can almost hear him now. I've always been a big fan of Max. Great driver, great guy. And you know what? I think he learned a thing or two from watching me. Winning, it's what we do. It looks like President Biden's eating habits have become the latest hot-button issue in the world of conservative media. And leading the charge is none other than Newsmax host Eric Bolling, who seems to have a real bone to pick with the president's salad-consuming skills. Forget about the economy, foreign policy, or healthcare. The real issue facing America today is whether or not our commander-in-chief can properly navigate a bowl of lettuce. I mean, how can we trust a man to stand up to Russia, China, and North Korea if he can't even master the art of the fork? Bolling went on to criticize Biden's clearly scripted digs at Trump during the White House Correspondents' Dinner, as if the president isn't allowed to read from a teleprompter like every other politician in the history of ever. So there you have it, folks. We've gone from debating the merits of different policy proposals to analyzing the president's lettuce wrangling abilities. But hey, at least we can all take comfort in the fact that if World War III ever breaks out, we'll have Eric Bolling on the front lines, ready to critique the enemy's table manners. Portions of this podcast may have been created with the help of AI, and if it was, it didn't use a teleprompter. It is the teleprompter. In all seriousness, though, this kind of petty, mean-spirited commentary is exactly what's wrong with our political culture today. Instead of focusing on the real issues that affect people's lives, we've got pundits like Bolling, nitpicking every little thing the president does, from the way he eats his salad to the way he tells a joke. It's time for us to demand better from our media and our leaders, to focus on substance over style, and to remember that at the end of the day, we're all just human beings trying to do our best in a complicated world.